To all the medical professionals out there, the doctors, the nurses, and everyone else that's probably feeling overworked, stressed out, exhausted right now, thank you so much for everything you've been doing. And that's why I wanted to dedicate this entire episode of Bald Prairie Real Estate to you, the nurses out there. We're going to go over some of the advantages a nurse has when they're buying a house in Canada. How a real estate agent is going to help to work with you for that crazy schedule you've got to make that home buying process even more convenient. I've got a tip as well. I promise you, you're going to be able to use it and find the house of your dreams before anybody else in your unit even sees it. Plus, I want to tell you why nurses are important to your favorite bald realtor, this guy. We're going to go through all of that and more right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Bald Prairie Real Estate. My name is Matthew Pfeiffer. I'm a real estate agent in Regina, Saskatchewan. Did you hear that story in the news the other day? That guy that lost his entire left side of his body in a car accident? He's all right now though. That's a terrible joke. Terrible joke. Please, someone put a better joke in the comments so I don't have to use terrible jokes like that anymore. This month, I'm going to dedicate the entire month of Bald Prairie Real Estate to more medical themed real estate style videos. So we're going to go over, can you buy a house in this global pandemic? Can you sell a house in the global pandemic? And how being a nurse helps you buy a house in Canada. But why is nursing so important to me, your favorite bald realtor? Well, if you didn't know, my wife is a nurse here. She doesn't like being on camera at all though, so you're stuck with my far less beautiful bald head to go over real estate information for you. So in this video, I'm gonna go over three major topics. How being a nurse in Canada gives you a financial advantage when buying a house, how you qualify for buying a mortgage. We're gonna go over some of the tools that a real estate agent has to help make that process even more convenient for you, and as well as how we can work with that schedule you've got to make sure you find that perfect house. As well, I've got one tip I can promise you. If you use it, you're gonna find a house before anybody else in your unit does, and you're gonna scoop it up before you even know about it. Part of my job as a real estate agent is helping build that team around you so you've got the knowledge, the insight, and the experience to buy that house you want. Another part of my job is working when you don't. I have to be available to show a house when you've got time to go see it. So if that means booking a house at 8 or 9 in the morning, and I've done that many times, to catch somebody after they finish the night shift, we can absolutely do that. Now, a lot of first-time home buyers, they're out looking online already. So if you've been thinking about buying a house and you start looking online, that's okay. That's completely normal. On average, most first-time home buyers, they're gonna look for 4 to 6 weeks online at houses before they engage anybody in the process of buying a house. Sometimes they'll come to me and they'll say, well, I don't wanna use a real estate agent because I have to pay for one. As a buyer, you don't have to pay out of pocket to use a real estate agent. They're paid through the proceeds of the sale of the house. So you don't have to write a check after you bought that house to your buyer's agent. A big part of that team though that we're gonna build around you is gonna be that mortgage broker. They're gonna help you get all your finances in order so you don't have any concerns about the financial capacity for you to buy that house. One of the first steps on the path to home ownership in Canada is getting pre-approved for your mortgage. Most buyers are probably asking themselves, well, do I even qualify for a mortgage? And the nurses, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, you're doing an entire video dedicated to nurses, so there must be something different about nurses. That's true. Most buyers in Canada have to be in the same job for 2 years or a similarly related field. And they're gonna look at the 2-year average income over that period and see if it makes sense to qualify for a mortgage. But as a nurse, you can get a permanent full-time position. That's a contract position, it's guaranteed income. If you are lucky enough to get one of those early in your career, you're set. You don't have to wait for that 2-year average to come into effect. And I understand how difficult those are to get. My wife's currently in a temporary position. She's hoping to get a permanent full-time position right away here. Now, I can see it already in the comments, the angry, mean comments coming out saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, this is a generalization here, just a general overview of the process. You're still gonna need to sit down with a mortgage broker and go over exactly whether it makes sense and you qualify for a mortgage. You're gonna need your down payment and your debt service ratios, and all those things are gonna need to make sense in order for you to qualify for a mortgage. But just like real estate agents, mortgage brokers, they work when you don't. So you're gonna have to make that process more convenient for you when you're looking to buy a house. The real estate industry in Canada was already in transition before COVID-19, but this global pandemic has put that transition in overdrive. Buyers today have more access to information and convenience than ever before. Real estate agents now can do things like virtual showings, those 3D tours that are fantastic to allow you to see a property in the convenience of your own home or on your own schedule without actually having to see it in person. Now, I'm not saying don't go see a house in person. Absolutely, you should go see a house in person before you make any decisions on buying it. As well, A lot of agents have gone paperless. I did a number of years ago. I do all my contracts on my service book. It's fantastic for that. You can do things like DocuSign, where you can sign right on your phone. You do your best finger painting impression, boom, send it off, it's done. A young couple I was working with recently, the wife was a nurse, her husband and I have been out looking at places. We found a house we knew that was absolutely perfect. Husband and I sat down, we wrote that contract up, we sent it off to her so she could sign it right on her phone at work in the middle of her shift when she was on break. They had that offer in and accepted before a lot of people probably even had a chance to go see it or view it online. Those digital tools and that convenience makes buying a house far easier than it ever has been. Now, I promised if you stuck around, I'd give you an insider tip that would help you find a house before anybody else in your neighborhood even knew it was for sale. So here it is. You'll often hear real estate agents, we get advance notice or we know about listings before anybody else, and that's a little bit true. If you're just looking online for listings, a lot of times those websites are 24 hours behind. But as soon as it's posted on the MLS system, we as real estate agents will know about it right away. And we can make you an insider too. We can set up an automated email system that as soon as that listing hits the market, it's going to get sent to you immediately. You get a notification on your phone, you can look at it right there. I was working with a young couple recently. The wife was a nurse in the hospital. We knew exactly what they're looking for. A new listing came out, it was perfect. It got sent to them right away. The wife was looking at it on her lunch break, said, yes, this is perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. I had that showing booked that evening. They got a chance to see it before most people at work even knew about it. So she had that insider information that helped her find that house and then up buying it because it was absolutely perfect for them. So that's how you become an insider in real estate. A lot of what I've gone over in this video, it applies to all first-time home buyers and not just nurses. But I wanted to make this video specifically focus on some of the distinct advantage the nurse has when they're buying a house in Canada. But if you're a first-time home buyer, you're thinking about it, you're not really sure what to do, well, I've got a whole series of videos right here that goes over all the different things of buying a house in Canada as a first-time home buyer. You're probably already thinking though, with this crazy world we're in, the real estate market seems to be in turmoil. Is this the time to buy a house in Canada? I've got a video right here. It's going to go over what the current state of the market is in Canada. Again, thank you to all the medical professionals, the nurses, the doctors, everyone that helps us get through this. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching, everyone.